Hey guys, Bear Clark here at Bear Loves Film, and today I'm looking at A Quiet Place, the John Krasinski film, which is written partly and directed by him, also stars him alongside his real-life wife Emily Blunt. This is a non-spoiler review, so there will be nothing discussed in this review that isn't already in the trailers and TV spots that have been online. So, the film opens with no discussion of what's happened to the world, what's caused a virtual apocalypse of the world. We open up to learn about a small family around about, I think it's 82 days in from an event that's caused basically almost the end of the world. And we have a young couple and their children looking to survive in a very, very dystopian sort of environment. There's virtually nothing else around, it's a wasteland, and we're instantly introduced to the fact that they have to be absolutely quiet, constantly quiet, because if they don't, there are creatures across the country, across the world, in the nearby woodlands, etc., that will kill them if they make a sound. These creatures, we find out later, are blind. They only hunt and see themselves around using sound, and it's not a case of make a sound and something comes looking for you, hunts you. I mean, literally a case of you make a sound and within seconds, boom, you're gone. Now, what this makes for is a film where you have to have a family that uses very clever techniques to survive. So, for instance, they are all barefoot. They put soft sand down in lines between where they're living, a farmhouse where they're living, and a nearby town where they go for provisions. So they make zero sound when they have their food. The food is served on leaves and eaten by hand. They do an awful lot to keep any possible sound down. They speak with sign language. Now, they are a little bit advanced when it comes to that, because one of their children, one of their daughters, is actually deaf. It's actually played by a deaf actress as well, and she does a brilliant job. So they communicate with sign, they can't make a sound, and they live day to day. Now, on top of this, we have the situation where Emily Blunt's character is, unfortunately, pregnant. Now, as soon as I realised she was pregnant, my first thought was, why the hell would you? And then we think, well, okay, well, accidents happen. But then if you have a child, how the hell do you keep a baby quiet? I mean, at the moment, I have a 5-month-old, and trust me, I cannot keep him quiet. I have to actually book slots for my wife to take him out for an hour or so I can film the videos. So there are questions that you think to yourself as you start going into this film, well, how are they going to survive? How are they going to get around this? And you have a series of events. Now, what happens in this film, I'm not going to give anything else away because you've seen some excerpts from the trailers. This is a non-spoiler review, but basically what happens is we're introduced to the setup of the film. We're instantly put into this dystopian world. We're given this family, and only this family, as a point of reference. And we see their struggle to survive. We see them what they do, which is clever, very inventive. We also see them do things which are less than intelligent, shall we say. Some rather poor choices here and there, as happens in any sort of horror type of flick. But what we have is a film that, from the very opening frame, gets you tense. I mean, literally, when I was in the cinema, the entire cinema was deadly silent through this film. You could tell there were people that were poised there thinking, I'd like to eat a bit of popcorn, but I can't make a sound. People were holding their breath. And jump scares, yes, there's jump scares in there, and I tell you, I have not jumped at film so many times, but I don't know how many, when I last jumped like that. A person a couple of seats down from me, she was basically on a pogo stick, she kept jumping out of the seat. It really draws the audience in, so it's definitely worth seeing at the cinema, rather than just waiting it for streaming on DVD, I would recommend. And the tension is kept throughout. Yes, the characters make a few dubious choices, but what we have here is a really, really well-crafted film. Beautifully tense, well shot, well acted. Emily Blunt is outstanding in this film. When she is in pain for whatever reason, you feel that pain. Every part of that pain, every part of her emotions that she's going through at any particular time, you feel it, and you feel it raw. And it's an outstanding performance, and she should be congratulated for that, as all of the cast should be. Obviously there are creatures. We do eventually see these creatures, and when we do, they're suitably scary and impressive. And some people might not like the end of this film. Other people, like myself, might love the end of the film. So, as I say, non-spoilers review, so I'm not going to go into any more details, but just to say that this is a beautifully crafted film. It's easily one of the best films I've seen all year. It's definitely one of the best sort of tense horror, sci-fi type films I've seen for years. The cast is outstanding. The sound design is amazing. This is definitely a film, guys, you should see. Go and book a ticket for it now. It is amazing. You'll love it. Believe the hype. You will be on the edge of your seat. You will be white-knuckled by the end of it. And there are times when you have to remind yourself you have to actually breathe. All right. So it's a really good film, guys. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to see it again. And for me, it most definitely gets a well-deserved A. All right, guys. Until next time. See you later.